we are, like we do on every Sunday, 6, 8. And I want to welcome y'all to Northwest Austin Council, as we always do. This is our episode 49, year 4, and we are here to stay as long as we got something to contribute, make a difference, and prepare for in our community. I was just talking to Tiny. We were talking briefly about solar panels. And yeah, if you want, Tiny, you can go ahead and continue about that. Still there? Tiny, I guess he's not, but he's here. But nevertheless, he was just saying he just got a new solar panel.
Steve.
How about you?
My daughter got the solar panels. My daughter got the solar panels. Iman, my daughter.
Okay.
And the government was supposed to pay for it. Well, you know, the company that installed the panels went out of business, and state put them on suspension. The state they were crooked, and the state put them on suspension for 6 months. So after the 6, dang, I'll get it for you. But after the state put them on suspension, they went out of business, and they were supposed to have sent my daughter this form to fill out for the government to pay her for her solar panels.
Right.
So I worked on it for about 5 to 6 months. And we haven't gotten the money yet. And they I got in touch with the Sunshine Program. I think that's what it's called. And they were going to work on it and send me my money. But now they say they will. I'm in the next batch to get reimbursed for the solar panels. Now that's been almost 2 years.
2 years?
Yes, 2 years. I'm trying to find the name of that company. Huh? I can't think of the name of the company. So I'm calling them and everything, trying to find out what happened. Now, in the meantime, we get a bill from this finance company for the solar panels for $30,000. So we got to pay that bill till we get reimbursed by the state. And that company is a shyster, the finance company. So I'm trying to find another finance company for her. But they charge an 8% interest plus daily. They're tacking on, I think they said something like 7% of your balance on your bill.
Really?
Yeah, so it's all a bunch of malarkey. And if we had known it would be, messy like that, we never would have got the solar panels. But she says it's worth it because her electric bill was so low. I can't even find it. It's so low, she says it's worth it. So she's been making that monthly payment. But
you got what's the payment though?
Yeah, and the interest payment on it is the money that you pay. She paid like $264 a month, and the money she paid just goes towards the interest. And so the 30,000, you don't see nothing on the principal. Oh, I got it. It was, what's the name of this? So it was Revolution Solar.
Revolution.
Uh-huh. 13, and the 49ers got the ball right now. So you can't even find them online anymore.
It's up in the wind.
Yeah, they're gone. Cause see, they were taking the money for other people had used them, and they were taking the money to pay themselves and not, giving the customer any of the money. Cause I don't know how much they're gonna give my daughter whenever they get around to doing it, but it should be with interest.
Should be.
So we got messed up with that solar panel mess.
Mm-hmm. So
Because you go get a bill, because somebody got to pay it, the solar company,
the,
till the
the
state
state
give you
supposed to
your
pay.
money back.
Now I just got in it. They just looked at my house Thursday, but
Mhm.
they say I don't have to pay nothing.
That's what they told my daughter.
Well, then how did they get it so to
Well,
have a pay?
see, it's the state of Illinois plan, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to go. It's called a sunshine. Check it out before you sign anything. It's called a sunshine project.
Okay.
Call them and find out the particulars and how it goes. Because before they pay you, they're so slow with paying. It's been 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
and we haven't got no money yet.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, you gonna get a bill from whoever installed the solar company. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
have it financed. With my dumb butt, I told her to sign to have them finance it. Big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Because the interest rate is high, plus they're billing you, they're charging you interest every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the more money you put down, it don't go towards the principal. It goes towards paying off their interest rate.
Yeah, and that ain't right.
No, it's not right. So we stuck. And I'm going to Monday or maybe Tuesday. I'm gonna complain and let them know what's going on. Because I
Yeah.
forgot to mention it to the state what's happening.
Did you hear the name of it?
Oh, Revolution Solar. That was who
Chinese
installed
Uh-huh.
Revolution.
Revolution Solar.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Now
don't go in there going by what they say. If it ain't on that paper, I wouldn't go. If I wouldn't do it.
no, me neither. And I'm not signing anything if it ain't in my favor.
That's right. And
Right.
tell them exactly who paid. Find out who paid for it, the solar, because they'll tell you it's free.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, they
Yeah,
told me
but it,
that, and but it's really you you're leasing the equipment from them for 15 years and it's free. After 15 years, then you got to pay or whatever.
Okay, well, she didn't lease it. She bought it outright.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't no leasing involved.
Yeah. See, so with the leasing, they're responsible, and they should be able to put whatever kind of updates they get. They should be able to put on it.
Well, maybe they have improved since she got hers because it's been almost 2 years.
Yeah,
Maybe they improved.
I'm sure they have.
But you check it out, and the people who are going to install it, you got to check them out too. Because, like I say, ours went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
And they were not giving the people the money, and they was taking the money for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
right.
I
Yeah.
even called, what's the man's name? Our attorney general, and got them involved with it and
Kwame
everything.
Raoul, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Raul,
Right.
and he couldn't do squat. He didn't know squat, couldn't do squat. He had some lady to call me. She didn't know squat and couldn't do squat.
Mm-hmm.
They probably got a lot of that.
So I called the state for the Illinois Shine program. Check it out.
Mm-hmm. So, so how much longer
Yeah,
your
they,
daughter gotta pay?
What if the who financed it gave us 30 years, but we're not gonna
Wow.
wait that long. I told him I'd be dead by the time I pay that. You won't get it.
Mhm.
So they
Right.
I don't know, they say they're supposed to be sending us money October, November. So I'm gonna wait and see. That's what the governors, you know, the state said.
Mhm. Right.
But
Well,
it
wait and
was
see. That's all you can
that's
do.
all I can do and keep paying. And then when the
Mhm.
state give us our money, it doesn't go directly to you. It goes to another agency who has the solar thing going on. They take maybe $1,000 of it and send you the rest.
Mhm.
But I don't know how much they're gonna send us on this bill because I'm trying to get it down where I can get it refinanced to somebody else.
Right. Right. Mhm. Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
So as far as I'm concerned, it's a ripoff. Unless you be careful and you know what you're doing.
Mhm. Right. So, well, I've been dealing with them for a few years, but I
Mm-hmm.
never got it because they couldn't give me enough energy. They talking about 40%, 30%. Well, these people said 20%, but it's free and they'll give me a backup battery.
But what my daughter don't have a battery.
Okay.
She just got the straight solar panels, and it's they gave her a box, some kind of
Mm-hmm.
box or whatever, and she don't have a backup battery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was really one of the main reasons why I did it. Had that
But
backup. Mm.
I don't know. I don't know about that. But I don't know if that's how solar works.
Where they have you
And,
have a certificate.
and then you got to get approval by Com Edison.
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
there.
The guy,
Uh,
who I dealt with, he called me. I got my
mhm.
address and stuff like that. He got it okay before he came to my house because the state is paying for it.
That's what they tell you, but I don't know if the state gonna give you all of that money. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. You gotta go call Illinois Shine and see what the terms are, how much you'll be getting or whatever.
You
Because
gotta get
they'll
it
tell
okay,
you one
right?
thing, but Illinois Shine will tell you something different. The one who's doing the program, they'll tell you something different.
Yeah, and that's how all of it is. The people who sell it to you, they tell you one thing, then the installer, he tell you something else.
Right. And the people who's gonna be paying you will tell you something else.
Right. You know?
So you got three entities you have to go through. And they all lie because they want that contract. They want to do it.
Yeah. You know?
So you be careful.
I will. I will, and I am. Like I say, I've been dealing with them for a while.
Mhm.
And most
But
of the
that
time
don't
I
mean
tell them,
they're honest and telling you right.
"Mhm, yeah,
It's like I say, their job is to sell it to you.
right.
They don't care what happened to you after you sign your papers.
That's right. And now we just had some work done on our house where we got a floor done in the kitchen. And the door to going outside won't close. And I told my daughter, she did. I said, you get that straight when you're doing the deal, before you sign the contract. Because now
Hmm.
saying the contract say that they don't do that. They don't.
Oh no,
You can hear
they
me?
don't. They won't fix the door when
Right,
it close.
right. And it's
Oh
in the
my
contract.
gosh.
It's in the contract. We read it, and it's in the contract. So,
What are you talking about, Tiny?
huh?
What are you talking about?
Uh, uh, about just how people doing work for you in general, just in general.
And they don't warranty that if something else happened outside of what they did. Like when
Right,
they installed the floor, they probably made it too high or too big, and she can't close her door. And they're supposed to come out and fix that. But if it's in the contract that they don't do it, there's nothing you can do
right.
but
That's
get it fixed yourself.
right. And in the future, you got to read. Don't sign anything unless you read it.
Unless you,
What's the name? What's the name of the company you with that you working with, Tiny?
I think it's Sunrise, something like that. Sunrise. You
see, they all full of mess.
Yeah. And now, one of my sons, he used to sell solar, and they were selling whole field, big field, and when solar panels, and then the people get the energy from work out.
What happened? Somebody speak.
I can't hear you.
Somebody speakers. Oh, that's Miss J. Hold on, Miss J. No, I was saying, Tiny. What's the name of the company that you with?
I think it's Sun Run or something like that. Sun.
Okay, I heard of that one. I heard of it. We'll find out. We'll find out a little more.
So you know, we'll see what they.
Hopefully they'll be productive and proper with doing the right things to make sure you get your solar system and solar panels in. Yeah, we just kind of waiting for everybody to get off this game because I know everybody on the game. You know, it should be over. What's the game? What's the number? Not the number. What the score? Weird. I can't see the. Looking for the latest version of this. Not popping up. Anyway. Well, we were talking about in general the 5K that happened yesterday. I don't know if anybody know, but it was 10th year anniversary of the Austin 5K, and I think it went rather well. We had quite a few people. They said over 1,000 people showed up, so that was good.
Great.
Everybody seemed to be enjoying themselves, and people were in the best of mood and acting, like they were having a good time and being responsible to, not responsible, but responding to everybody that was out. Hey, that was a good day. I had an opportunity. I didn't get in it, but I actually had an opportunity to go for the first time. I stood out at the handed out drinks, water and stuff, So I kind of helped people as they were running. But all in all, it's something I would recommend because it is an Austin thing, and maybe we can all get out there one day next time and see the people. See the people or get in it, get in the race. It's only 3 miles. 3 miles sounds like a lot. Many, but
5K mean 5. No. Okay. I thought that was no. I was wrong. I see.
Oh, no, 3 miles is it's not that bad. You can walk, run, crawl if you want, I guess, from Austin to Cicero down Chicago Avenue. And that's how they do it. Yep. Yeah. So what else y'all got going on? What you got, Miss Jacobs, going on? I was over your way yesterday for the Austin 5K yesterday. Jacobs, you on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. There we go.
Okay, Steve, I heard that the city has have signed off on this money that the people supposed to be getting from that flood. Did you hear of anything like that?
No.
No.
But I'm gonna be calling tomorrow to find out where we at with all of that, because I haven't had.
I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Hey, that's good.
You're breaking up.
I haven't heard that. It's been waiting, waiting. That's good.
You're breaking up, Steve.
I said, what is that?
I can't. You're breaking up. Hello? 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 I'm only one here.
Yeah. No, I hear you. What did you say?
You're breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Kind of.
1 2 1 2. Can you hear me now?
I hear you now.
Okay.
Am I the only one you breaking up with, or what? Hello? Hello? Steve, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Now I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you playing now. Clear.
Wait 1 second. Cause something. I don't know why. Okay. There we go. Okay, one more time. You were saying.
No, I got a call said that the city has signed off on the money, so I guess the money should be going out to the different organizations, and I guess whoever the organizations is, should be however way they're gonna issue it out, because the city has signed off finally.
Right. Okay, so that's.
So do you know about it? Huh?
Yeah. No, they haven't called me. I mean, not. Last time I talked about it last week, they said they won't.
You breaking up again?
Hold on, let me see. Thank you. Okay, let's try this one more time. Bye. Say something. Y'all there?
I'm here.
Ella.
Huh?
Okay. I don't know, maybe Tiny dropped off.
I'm here.
Miss Jacob's still there. That's better. Still there, Miss J?
Yeah, I'm here. I hear you.
Okay. I don't know what to think. But nevertheless, I was gonna say to you, yeah, I'll find out more tomorrow.
Okay.
And hopefully we can get some people processed through and taken care of.
I shall hope so,
now-
because this has been just too long.
I know.
Because this man that always come on and was saying that he had still had mold in his house or something like
You
this.
talking about Mr. Ruffin?
Well, whoever it was. This don't even make sense. They should double his whatever he needs to be done. They should really just go ahead and rebuild his whole house. From the time he waited and been going complaining about this ever since it happened, and nobody seemed to even want to do anything or whatever.
No, I understand. Yeah, it's been an ordeal, but as you said, if the green light's on, then we ready to roll. Got a lot of people that need to be taken care of. Hopefully they can get expedited and get them in line to get taken care of, because the other side of it is the south side has been hit.
Right.
You know, it's been going on for the last 2 months, and hopefully they can get taken care of with their situation, their process. And I think that's a whole nother bucket of money, which,
yeah,
hey,
yeah,
people keep paying taxes, right?
yeah.
One thing we haven't stopped doing, paying taxes. I'm waiting for everybody to get off this Bears game. Supposed to be Bears.
But let me say
right
this,
now.
Steve and Miss Ella. Today, this evening,
about 5 little young guys, I guess about 16, 17, was passing my house. I was out on the front. And I spoke, hey, how you doing? I said, what school you go to? One said he go to Ord, the other said they live out south. But what I'm saying is, they expression, they person, it just don't give out nothing. So everybody's saying, what can we do? How can we reach these young people? They don't have no kind of incentive. How you doing? Where you go to school? I go. Or how are you? How you doing? Or whatever? Huh? What? No.
They're not used to.
What,
They're
they don't
not used
have
to
any
being
social skills.
right. They're used to talking. If you sent them a text or something like that, then they respond. There, it's gotten to the point where they don't want to talk on the phone. They really don't. It's like, why are we talking on the phone? Why you walk down the street with your head down and your fingers moving? That makes no sense. Why are you
And
gonna
your
walk
hood,
in tight?
hood on your head. Hood on your head, and it's summertime.
Right. They're gonna wear that. That's crazy right there. But they do. I mean, they don't live in a world. You gotta realize the internet has been in their life since they were born. Phones and cell phones and smartphones has been a function of their life since the day they were born. They've been around for over 20 years now, 25 years. And that's all they know. Get on the internet, talk to my friends, chat, leave a paper trail. They have no idea that talking really works. And then I guess the teachers don't have a problem anymore. Now teachers say, be quiet, stop talking. They don't do that. Now you gotta tell them, pay attention, put your phones away. And Lord knows if they collect the phones in the room, they probably have a spare phone. Everybody's got a spare phone problem. So I don't know.
Okay, everybody's saying, well, not everybody, but I'm me personally. How, where we meet them? Where are we? Where are they? How can we communicate? How can we reach them?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, you said it. You gotta reach them. You just gotta reach out and reach them because they're going in a different direction. Direction just isn't, just isn't with the direction that you and I know. And that's verbal communication. Verbal communication is just not something that they do very well.
So okay, well, you saying they don't communicate very well. So I don't know. Where can we? Well, where? How?
Well, think about this.
And they're saying that we don't care about the young people, and we don't reach them, and this and that. When you're trying to talk to them, they're not comprehending. They're not thinking about what you asking them or saying. It's their head down, the hood is on. They just in their own world. They're not listening to me.
Right.
So
well,
where we go from there?
Well, think about this. They don't teach writing in school anymore. Cursive writing. Cursive writing is not part of something they teach. So is that a breakdown also?
Yes.
That's a breakdown in the system also, So
and I think reading has a lot to do with it too, because when my kids was coming up, when they was going to school, they had to read, and then they had to tell me and the teacher or whoever that. Oh my goodness, what happened?
What happened? What do you mean? What happened? Oh. said, what happened? Hello? What do you mean, what happened, Miss Jackie? Hello? Hello?
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know
what
what's
happened?
going on. This is all so,
What they dropping is dropping?
I guess they are. I'm the only one here.
Yeah, I see she gone. She fell off, but not understanding
I don't know
what
what's
happened.
happening.
Hey. Huh, interesting. I don't know. I don't know where everybody go, but I do notice the Bears are playing, and they should be over by now. They were up by, I don't know, 15 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But where are Jacob? She just fell off. She said, "Oh, I don't know what happened." And Tiny was driving. He said he was coming. He was heading on his way home. Something.
Okay.
And some people on YouTube, and I'm not sure what's going on with the Facebook. Trying to find out where they're at. Facebook. So much. But no, I was talking to, I was saying earlier about the 5K. This is the 10-year anniversary of the 5K.
Mm-hmm. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear
Oh,
me?
yeah, I hear
No,
you.
no, somebody was just telling me it seems like she knew something was going on before she dropped off. I just got a message. But no, with the 5K, it was a great turnout. Good 1,000 people or more, they said. Yeah, probably was.
Where was this
Great
at?
turnout. On Chicago Avenue, they shut it down for about 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, or something like that.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
heard somebody was complaining that they had shut down and the buses was coming down Augusta.
yeah, they were. But I mean, the race only took maybe you could do the race. If you're a good runner, you could do it in 20 minutes. If you're
Mm-hmm.
20, 25 minutes, if you're an okay runner, you could do it in like 45 minutes. If you just
Okay.
walk it, you could do it in less than about an hour, an hour. I saw some of everybody out there. I saw Reverend Ackrey and who else you know? Yeah, quite a few people. What's his name? Malcolm was definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
But, one that sponsors it out of Sankofa. And I guess the mayor came out for the start and saw some people from the alderman's office.
Mm-hmm.
Representative Camille Lilly was there. She did the race, ran the race or walked it or what have you. I saw
Okay.
Darnell, Austin coming together. Him. Like I said, quite a few people were there
Okay.
involved. And this being the 10th year, I think it's going to end up being more and more every year after this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
It's a big event. And since the mayor lives right around the corner from there, you would think, more Austinites, people from Austin will be more and more involved. And it was a nice day, it wasn't too hot.
Yeah.
And then, people say 5K, they say, oh, that's long, but it's really technically like 3 miles.
Hey,
And
that's a lot. What do you mean that ain't? That's a lot.
Yeah, but when you walk one way, it's a mile and a half, you know, roughly a mile and a half, a little over a mile and a half, you know. Um,
I couldn't
and
even
you
walk.
know,
That's a lot of walking or running.
right to Cicero. And when it goes to Cicero, oh, the house phone, yeah, got the other number, that's the landline number. Um, it's got a pen.
You
It's
talking to me?
773. Now, hold on a second. 1 second. Oh, that's Miss Jacobs. Her phone died. That's what she was having. I'm gonna try to get on the landline because this land. Matter of fact, let me call you on this landline. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna call you on there. All right. Uh-oh. Call you on the line. Wait. One second. All right. Hopefully this is the landline. Okay, this is good. All right, let me see if I can get you on speaker. I don't want to. Oh. Oh, wait, you still on here? Oh, you still on? You still on? Oh, that's okay. Let's see, I'm trying on conference call. How did you look? We talking about the young people. I can't use a landline. I ain't used a landline so long. I don't know how to use it. I'm like, what we do? Look, all these buttons on here. I don't know why I can't get. Can you hear me? How about that? You still hear me? But yeah, I'll call you on the other one. I'm just waiting to see anybody else coming. All right, let me get on. Okay, all right. Okay, look, you asked me about young people and communicating. They definitely wouldn't know how to use a landline. I'm having problems with it. It is got a limited amount of buttons, but even then, it's kind of weird. What was I saying? Yeah. Oh, we were talking about the race and the people in the 5K, being able to run the 5K. Yeah, I think it's doable, you know. I mean, if you have any kind of ailments, you know, a bad leg, back, something like that, whatever, probably gonna have a little problem. But even then, I think most people manage their way through it. They actually walk it. You know, a lot of age groups, any age group were out making their way through the race. And it was strange to me because, like I said, everybody was pretty much done in 45 minutes. It was almost like 45 minutes. They were down, Cicero and back. And I thought that was pretty cool, being able to make that 5K within 45 minutes, no matter who you were, what age or what have you. But okay. What you say, Barry? Hello. Barry. Spot on. All right. Oh man. Barry, you recording and we waiting. Got a lot of people on the watching the Bears game, I think. Oh, excuse me. I'm tired for my reason. It was the race, although I wasn't in the race. Lost her connection with her phone. That's the problem with cell phones, that we end up having batteries and things that affect, you know, the life of how long we can talk beyond a phone, opposed to the original landlines that didn't have to have a battery. It would already attach to the like it sounds, a line that's attached to the land, as they say. You know? Straight line. Actually, a friend of mine, we were talking about how cell phones came into play. And I told him, I said, they had cell phones in the 70s. I remember the show, used to be a show called Streets of San Francisco. It was a police drama. And Carl Malden and Michael Douglas was on it. And they used to be, they were detectives in San Francisco. And they would ride around, and when they had to make a call back to the station, they would go to their car. And this show came out in the early 70s. And they would go to their car and pick up a phone. And I'm like, you got a phone in the car? And it wasn't like could have been a walkie-talkie radio or something, but it was the first thing I ever knew as far as a phone being in a mobile device or a car, being a mobile device in the car. And I remember being a kid, probably 7, 8 years old, saying, man, that's a really long cord that they got to drag around, not understanding how cell phones really work. But, you know, they would pick up a phone and looked like a landline phone, and they would pick it up and say, yeah, you know, we got to get a squad over here, and such and such, because they didn't have a regular radio in their car. I guess because they were detectives, and they didn't want to have a car that looked like a regular squad car. It was an old Ford, like a Ford Galaxy or Ford Crown or something like that. Yeah, back then. Where you at, Barry? Oh, Barry's not. This robot, it's bot. You got a robot chiming in. Anything you got, Ella? That's new. Hey, Ella, have you seen this truck out here?
Yeah, by in front of your place.
Yeah, this is
It's
not
been there.
good.
It's been there for about 3 days, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, I know, but it's what's really bad about it is it creates a dark zone.
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
you can't see, and I think you can't see under it because it has like these skirts on the bottom of it where the tires are.
Is that
And
is there a phone number on it? I meant to go by there and see if there's a phone number on it so I can
yeah,
report it.
yeah, I had the police come by today. They told me they took a look at it and they said, well, it's on a commercial, but what they didn't notice was that the tires are on the sidewalk. And that's a ticketed offense right there. I'm like, James gonna send somebody back over. But
Because I think it belonged to somebody in the neighborhood who don't have no place to park it.
yeah, but they had it across the street in front of the daycare. That was terrible because the people couldn't drop their kids off in front of the daycare. The cars are double parked in the street. They're taking kids out. It was people trying to go into oncoming traffic. It was just bad. And then to top it all off, they had cars coming from the south side of Massasoit heading north. And they could not see oncoming traffic that was heading east on Division. And as you know,
that truck was parked in front of Reverend Reed's church, like right at the alley.
It was there also, yeah.
Yeah, and that man lived on Menard in the 1200 block of Menard.
Think so?
Yeah, because I had reported him several times because when I come out the alley, I can't see cars coming through, you know. And I reported.
Yeah, that's a big problem because now it's really bad for the traffic that's near, like I said, that's near that's on Massasoit heading north from the south side of the street. Because when he was parked on that side, the south side of Division, the people could not literally see. And as you may or may not know, there is a traffic light at Menard and Division, and when that light turns, or let's just say the light is green and people are coming from Austin heading east, they're moving at a pace that they're not thinking anybody's going to try to come out of the side streets. Number one, if the light is red and people start off, they take off with a fast pace because they feel like they've been sitting on a side street. And then they get to Massasoit and people can't see around a huge semi-tractor trailer, including the cab and the tractor and the trailer.
Well, you know, he was parked over there on Potomac and for a long time. And then Miss Williams called on him and everything, and he had to move it. The city called him and told him to move it. When you report it, they had his phone number and they called him and had him to move it. So he moved it. When he moved it from Potomac, he put it right there on Division. And then I called and he had to move it off Division. And I don't know where he put it from then on.
He had the entire tractor trailer, both parts.
Yeah, the long part as well as the car part.
Oh no, you can't do it on the side streets for sure.
Well, that's what he was doing.
Wow. You don't know who this person is, which house he lives in.
I forgot what his address was. I think it's 12. 12:45 or 12:44, something like that.
Yeah, let me know.
I can't
Yeah,
remember, but
you can tell me.
311, that's who I call.
Yeah, I had some sergeant come out today and take a look.
Is he
What's
gonna
going
do
on.
anything?
Well, since it's parked on the sidewalk, they're gonna get it ticketed because it got parked on the sidewalk. I'm like, you didn't see the tires, the front parts all on the sidewalk? I mean, if it was next to the sidewalk, I get it, but he's got the wheel literally turned onto the sidewalk. And I
Uh-huh.
get why he's doing it because, you know, it's a narrow space. That truck is very, very close to the tree is all pushed up, and it's about 2 inches from the street sign. Literally, the sign straight to side. But again, why would you leave this truck like it's abandoned for this long with the trailer?
Because he
And if
don't
you would,
think we gonna call. He think he can. He can get away with it. Because evidently he don't want to put it where it's supposed to go in storage or somewhere. He don't want to pay the storage fee.
that's what it is. He doesn't want to deal with paying for leaving his trailer. Well, tractor, which both, you know, you could leave both and take your car or your Uber or whatever, but you just want to do it right here in the neighborhood. I don't know what the heck going on. Everybody just losing their mind.
They
I'm telling you, I
they
had
think they
something
can do
going
what
on.
they want in our neighborhood.
And the
Well, I
thing
had
is too, Steve,
Mhm.
just to put that like y'all saying, they want to spend their money elsewhere on what they want to spend on, leave their stuff free over here, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and that's why they need to be fined or whatever.
Well,
So they
it's
can go
crazy.
pay who they need to pay to store that stuff.
Yeah, he's
No,
supposed to have somewhere to store.
I had something going on yesterday, and people were like, we couldn't even find you. We didn't know how to find you because we couldn't see because I'm literally the truck takes up the whole block. I mean, it takes the whole front up from Massasoit to the alley before you get to Waller.
Mhm.
And I had this headpiece on. People were like, "Hey, is that your truck out there?" I'm like, "No," because you know a lot of truck drivers carry these headpieces. And I said, "No, I'm the owner of the facility here, and I'm trying to make sure that this truck is gone because he obviously doesn't care." And you know, I'm like, "Wow, he's moved it in front of the church. He moved it in front of the daycare. He moved it." Now, when it was in front of the what's the name of it? Trinity Church is in front of that parking lot. It wasn't really that bad, other than if you were coming out of the alley, you would not be able to see a
Right.
car coming. You dead meat, so you gotta wait a long time. You gotta sit way back. You know, can't. And if you get too far up, you gotta back up so you can make the assumption. But again, I don't know why a person would just think, you know, it's okay to just go and park a semi tractor trailer on a street like Division. And I don't think he would do it on North Avenue either, but you know, I've heard people put in their tractor trailers or
But
at
see,
least
he don't care because it's not costing him a thing. He can get away with it. He
well, he's
think
gonna
he
get a ticket for this because they say they're gonna come back and ticket him because of that being on the sidewalk. They say technically he can be on a commercial strip, but I called a friend of mine that drives tractor trailer and I said, he's seen it too. And he said, I don't know what this guy's how is he gonna get it off Division? And he said he can't come down the side streets. He can't go to Austin and turn on Austin. He can't go into Oak Park with it. And he's got to get it onto like a main street, like a Harlem, or I don't think you can drive him down Central. Can you drive it? I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
he can drive down Central. They can go down
Okay.
Central because I see him all the time.
Oh yeah, I've never seen a tractor trailer down. Man, maybe you're right. You're right, because you got to be able to get to wherever you can get to expressway. That's usually how it works. But you can't take it down the boulevard. You cannot.
No,
take
you
it
can't
down
go on the boulevard.
So I'm like this. But I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna drive it up through the neighborhood and come back out to Division and go back to Central. He's
Right.
not gonna go because that's too much of a chance to try to make it down to the expressway. And then he's not gonna go to Harlem and he's, anywhere in between. But he's going to definitely drive it, because since you just told me the guy was parking it up Potomac, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see.
And it would just
'Cause-
sit there till he get another job, then he'll move it.
This is my question. If he was facing Potomac and Potomac faces west, and there are some turnarounds, like there's one at Monitor, and I think that's the only one. Is he driving it around over that thing? Because a car can barely get around those turnarounds.
I don't know unless he go down the alley and come out the alley. I have no idea how he move it. All I know is that, and I think he's supposed to be a preacher, I think.
That's a big stretch to go down the alley. Think about that. You gotta take that whole thing and the other thing is that maybe he's just taking it down straight to North Avenue. Maybe that's, I don't know. But I tell you what, we need to get it moved. We got problems.
Yeah.
And then when he put it in daycare, oh man, the kids. I mean, the daycare takes up the whole block, right?
Yeah.
And to the alley, from the corner to the alley. He parked that thing there, and none of the parents were able to drop their kids off and pick them up. They had to park on the other side towards the strip mall, which, the strip mall's got an opening in it where you drive into that. So cars are back. It was just a mess. It was just chaos, for the time period. And I guess if he's living over here, he's got to know these entities are around and the people are here, but obviously none of his concern. I'm just doing what the law tell me I could do. Well, law could tell you to do a lot of crazy things, but is it right? Is it the proper thing to do? And not to just do it for the extensive period of time. He doesn't even think about talking to anybody. I'm trying to, I'm gonna call Minister Goins. That's on his block.
Yeah, call him and ask him, because he know the man. I think the man live right across the street from Mr. Goins.
Okay. Because I'm telling you, I don't know if at night, that truck is so tall, and between the building, between NAC building and the truck, it's like you walking the whole block down in a tunnel, a dark tunnel, because we don't have any lights on that side. And the lights that are on the main street are being, phased out.
Well, Steve, that truck has been there since Monday. So, and you just now seeing it Monday or Tuesday?
No, I seen it. We called it in and everything. Like I said, I called the sergeants I know and a couple officers I know out of 25. One said that when he frees up, he's gonna come over. Then the sergeant came over. He called me today. He came by and said, Steve, I'm almost sure that commercially they could be there, but I said, but you need to look at the tires. He's on the sidewalk.
Oh, he can park on Division?
They say it's a commercial strip, but I don't know. He said he's got to find out about the trailer. That's the thing. He's got the whole trailer in the back. And that's, so.
Well, I think it's the same man, because he just traveled from one side to the next. They'll tell him to move it, and he'll move it over.
It's been all in this area, so I know he lives right over here. But nevertheless, we're gonna move forward on. So yeah, Crystal, did you get a chance to see the 5K this weekend?
Yeah, I was there yesterday morning, and for the kickoff of the 5K, There was a lot of people out there. Were you there, Steve?
Oh, yeah, I was down by the Laramie Street Bank.
Okay.
We were
Okay.
passing down there. They say it was about over 1,000 people. Looked to be,
Yeah,
crowd.
I heard that they ran out of badges too.
Oh wow,
Yeah, for the
that's a good.
winners.
Oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
that's a, yeah. I saw quite a few people, that was out there. Everybody was I said in the festive mood. They were
Oh
doing,
yeah.
happy and making their way down, and it was. I was surprised how soon it was over. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Yeah, it's a fast. What they kick
35,
off at what,
40.
9?
Yeah, they started a little late, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't that late. Maybe 10 after. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was about 10 after.
And then the race was over by 9:45.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the rest of the people, considering where I was, and I'm like, wait a minute, the people are going back.
Ah,
They, they had already turned around at Cicero, and I'm like, these are not the beginning group of people. These are the people that were close to the end. So
wow.
yeah, it was a good deal. And I think Malcolm said that the General Assembly state legislators, representatives and senators, I guess they have come up with a resolution, or not a resolution, yeah, a resolution, I guess. They're calling from Chicago Avenue to North Avenue, from Austin to Cicero, the Soul City corridor now.
Oh yeah,
Corridor.
you didn't hear about that? That happened like 2 months ago.
Oh no, I just
Yeah.
heard about it
What
yesterday.
just to ask you this, did you see when the governor the governor signed it and everything? This was probably 3 months ago now, 4 months ago.
Yeah, I heard that signed it into effect, yeah, which is
Mm-hmm.
a great thing.
Oh
You know?
yeah, definitely. And see, so the what's Chicago? Let's see, the West Side Health Authority with the SSA, right? And they had
Right.
already started the SSA for Madison Street some time ago. And then so um so I don't know if every corridor, or they just looking at like those, Chicago, Austin, North Avenue, and probably Roosevelt. Those are all, huge corridors right there. If, I don't know if all of those are going to be eventually a SSA, because, with the SSA, you get extra funding also for beautification,
Right.
street lighting, and all those things. And so so yeah, and then I believe, let's see, and I don't know if it was $100,000. It was something like that. Money that was involved in that also, and I think AAA BNA got some money for that because they bought that lot that's across the street from Sankofa on Chicago Avenue. That big lot that's right there on
Right.
the 700 block.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Sankofa bought that lot was about a three or four different parcels worth a lot there. It's been vacant forever.
that's right. That's right. Well, let's talk about the SSA. And the SSA stands for Special,
Service
what is it?
area.
Service Area. Yeah, service.
Mm-hmm.
And now my understanding is it's funded, but it comes from a tax basis or something. Doesn't it?
Correct. You're right. Yeah, it's
So is it
funded.
like the people in the SSA, they get taxed more for the
Yeah.
SSA?
Yeah, it's a thing that I believe is voted on by the residents in a certain quadrant of the SSA, because homeowners and businesses are get some little special tax. It's not much. I don't know if it's I can't remember the amount, but you can look it up because they have all that information online. Is what so normally the homeowners, I believe, have to vote on it,
Homeowners.
because it is, and I know the alderman has to sign off on it, because see, the part from Central to Austin is not a part of the SSA. Only Central to Cicero on Chicago, and then I don't know what part of Madison is part of the SSA, because I think because of that fact that it has to be voted and signed off by the aldermen. So if people say they don't want it, then they don't do it, or they can't do it.
So that's interesting because most of the work for the Soul City corridor is from Austin to Central, not from Central to Cicero.
But remember, the SSA, actually, that part from Central to Cicero, that was voted on like 4 or 5 years ago. And at that time, the alderman, because I saw him in a meeting say this, he didn't sign off on Central to Austin because he said it wasn't enough businesses in that part of the corridor, which is not okay. But
that's not part of his ward. That part, that's maybe what.
But Emma, the other part is Emma's, but she voted on that. But no, Central to Austin is Taliaferro.
Oh, right. Yeah, that is. I thought you said Central to Cicero.
No. Emma is Cicero to Central, and she signed off on that part, but Taliaferro didn't sign off on the other part.
Right. Gotcha.
So so they were trying. It was time for the SSA to be renewed, and I think Malcolm was trying to, get Austin to Central included, but it just takes a lot of paperwork. So I don't think it's gonna happen till the next renewal. Whenever that.
Typically they get consultants involved to do all of the paperwork and the figuring out.
Oh yeah, because I was on the committee this year by my business being in the Central to Cicero part.
Right.
So it's a consulting firm that tallies and does all the logistics with the buildings and the pins and all kind of stuff I never knew about, right? And so wait, hey Steve, I'm getting a architect's worth of knowledge here, okay? And stuff. So but I mean, the bottom line is, with which made sense, right? That this be named the Soul City corridor, because with Chicago Avenue on its own, it's really, it really makes more sense to include all the businesses, all the restaurants, of the whole area, to include.
What do they call it in the area? Okay, the corridor, Soul City corridor is down Chicago Avenue, but they call the district. They call it the district, right?
The district. I'm sorry. The district. So they designated a district. So the whole district from Roosevelt to North Avenue, can get special recommendation, probably even different different
Is it going
allotments.
all the way down to Roosevelt?
Huh?
Is it going all the way down to Roosevelt?
Oh yeah, it's going all the way to Roosevelt. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All the way to Roosevelt.
Hey guys. Hello everyone. I wanted to say what I understand. My guess is what you're talking about is a tax incremental district.
The SSA.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the connection between an SSA and the tax incremental financing district, but I can read something to you that would describe what a tax incremental district is, how it works.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me pull that. All right. It's called a TIF, tax incremental
Oh,
district.
that's a TIF. Yeah, that's something different. Correct.
Oh, it is different?
Yeah, it is different because the
Oh,
TIF, because I know like Jim Bowers, his building
yeah,
on the 5900 block, he got the TIF for when he was rehabbing his building 10
yeah.
years ago. And
But
go
it's a
ahead.
district. It's a district.
Right, exactly. It's a district wide thing. So like
Yeah.
I can get the TIF, Steve, you can get the TIF, any business that's when they designate the areas, and it's for outside type work, roofs and stuff like that. Cause Jim just got it again so he could put a new roof on his building. And then who's that? Somebody else I know just got it, to make some, if you need furnaces and
Right.
windows and all of those kind of things, tuck pointing. Yeah, so that's what the TIF is. But then
Yeah.
they also have the that other, it's another grant, the I can't remember the name.
NOF.
Yeah, the
NOF.
NOF where they'll give you up to 250,000. So yeah, and I think that's what Jim just got this time. He got the NOF. And so he's got, gonna get his roof done. I'm gonna apply for the NOF so I need some shutters on the outside of the building and a new sidewalk and a sign on my building. They'll pay for that.
So
Yeah, that's
I understand that a TIF is a bit different. Sounds like you're talking about a grant of some kind.
Well, the TIF, yeah, the TIF is something, well, I guess the bottom line, they gotta approve you for all of them, right? and
Well,
and all, and all the city, all the whether it's TIF or the NOF grant, the city pays different amounts, but you have to pay the whole amount in full, and then they reimburse you. All the city um, vehicles for upgrades and stuff, you have to pay 100%. I think now back when Jim got the TIF, that was the city paid 75%. So they reimbursed him that amount of money. Okay, so it was 100,000, so they reimbursed him 75,000. But now with the NOF, my understanding, I believe, is that they reimburse 90%. Okay, so like, I don't need 250 grand worth of work, but they'll approve you for whatever amount you need. So let's say I need 50,000, right? I pay those people, whoever do those things, I got to pay that money to them and then send the receipts to the city, and then they'll reimburse me the 90%.
right.
Because so many people get that NOF confused. That's a big, big thing in the chamber. I'm still the president of the chamber, that we got to talk to. Because so many people think that the city gives people that money, like here's a check, right? And that's not true. They
Oh,
haven't done that kind of stuff since probably before the financial crash, back in 2007, 2008, and but I hear people, because people say this to me, yeah, so and so got that 250,000 and they never opened that business. And I'm no, they didn't get it, okay? Because they have to go to the city. If they get 250 and the project is 500, they got to go to the city showing them that they got the additional funding. Okay. And then, you know, because they can't start the project until that point. And then some people, of course, as we know, they never can show that proof, and so that the city just keeps that, you know, and gives it. I think this was maybe 10 years ago, and it was a big thing. It was a big thing because I read I think Chicago Cranes Business, and this is back when Emmanuel was in, and I believe that's when that NOF thing started. Oh yeah, they got the people on TV with the big checks and all that, and basically I think only one person in those years that Emmanuel, after he launched it, had actually succeeded with getting the money. Because as a business, and as a person, okay, you got to be in good standing with your credit, okay? Because the bank ain't going to give you nothing, okay, as we know, if your credit, won't substantiate the amount you coming to them for. Because I personally know people that say they had a project and it was going to be 200 and not 200, like 560,000. So, okay, city going to give you 250. Now your credit got to withhold the rest of that money. So that's $400,000. So I go to the bank and I ain't got no job, I'm a small entrepreneur, okay, just put it like that. And then, they want to say, okay, well, how you gonna pay us our 450 back? Okay. And they don't wait till the project is finished, So and that's why a lot of that money, when Emmanuel first started giving it out, it was a big thing, like when I get to the Crane business thing, because he gave that money to big developers, and that's how they redid Navy Pier.
Oh, wow.
Navy Pier and a bunch of other, because guess what? Those developers are multi-million-dollar people. They got the money, right? To put up their part, okay? And so they can get
Right.
reimbursed and stuff. So it was a huge clamor. It's like, okay, you started this to help the underserved community people, but it was this misconception in the underserved communities, and like say still to the day, where people walking around thinking uh Joe got 250 grand, but they never saw the business open. No, he didn't. He
Yeah.
didn't get a dime. Okay.
Right. Right. That's it. That's exactly how it works.
hmm
Wow.
But we're gonna do some
I
things.
mean, yeah, Barry,
Mhm.
but Barry, SSA is different because that stands for Special Service Area. And the Special Service Area typically covers the business corridor. Again, and I think some SSAs actually cover the whole community, because I know people out south, they have a special security detail out in Marquette Park. Yeah, they've had that for years,
Okay.
decades.
Mm.
And they said, I'm like, how you got these special guys driving around in the neighborhood? Oh, we pay more in our tax. I'm like, this is city. We don't do it. But they've had this since at least I know 89.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I just didn't understand it back then, but
Yeah, because I mean that would be, if SSAs, in the city could request money for that kind of stuff. Actually when I go my next meeting, I'm gonna ask them about that.
yeah, I mean,
Because that would be a great help, to the community to have, and especially the businesses well, that's on the south side, but recently they didn't had over in Bronzeville a lot of break-ins in their stores.
yeah.
Hey guys,
I remember the cars. Go ahead, Barry.
yeah, I wanted to read you what a TIF is versus an SSA, so we can all get some clarity on it.
Okay.
So a TIF is a special financing method used by local governments to encourage economic development, redevelopment, or housing projects in specific geographic areas. Often those considered blighted or underperforming. This is how a TIF works. When a TIF is established, the current tax value, the base value, is set or frozen. As development occurs within the district, property values rise, and the resulting increase in property tax, called the tax increment, is captured and directed towards financing specific project costs rather than being distributed to the usual taxing authorities. Typical uses of TIF funds. A tax increment is used to pay for improvements such as infrastructure, public amenities, or to directly incentivize private development. Funding methods can include issuing bonds repaid through tax increments or providing direct year-by-year compensation for project costs. The purpose and benefits. TIF is intended to make feasible developments that would not occur but for this financial assistance. After the TIF district expires, often 20 or 25 years later, all property tax revenue, including increased values, go to the regular taxing body. So here are the key points to remember. TIF does not reduce taxes. It redirects any increase in property tax generated by new development to support project costs. The initial tax base still funds local services. Only the new tax revenue is used from increased property values is used for TIF purposes. TIFs are widely used across the U.S. and are governed by state law. This makes TIF a targeted tool for stimulating growth and revitalizing areas that might otherwise be neglected or have difficulty attracting investments. So I think a big private project like the Aspire Center would fit into that category. But doing something for NAC, the facade probably wouldn't.
In a TIF?
Yeah. So in other words, the TIF is intended to redevelop the area and, upgrade it with these. But a particular project like NAC, the facade, I'm guessing, but I don't know specifically, it would be a different kind of funding source that would be used to fund that, rather than unless people thought, oh man, if we upgrade the front of NAC, the whole district will be improved.
But that's how they do it. That's that's the whole sentiment.
All right, well, maybe, that part.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe it's part of
the corridor.
Yeah, maybe upgrading the corridor is what that's about, and that's area wide.
Right. That's it. But the SSA now, go ahead with the SSA.
Yeah. Let me read the SSAs. So the TIFs and the SSAs are both local funding tools for funding improvements within specific geographic boundaries, but they function differently in application, finance, and purposes. What is an SSA? An SSA allows a municipality to levy an extra property tax on a defined area to fund specified improvements or specified services or improvements that benefit only the properties within that area, such as enhanced security, marketing, trash collection, landscaping, infrastructure upgrades. Only property owners in the SSA pay the extra tax, and only they benefit from the services provided.
So when you
So,
say property owners, what
so
about
here's,
those?
what's that?
Resident. When you say property owners, does that mean business, residential, and everybody in the middle?
Property, yeah.
Okay.
So the funding source for TIFs is increased the increment in property taxes. In other words, because of the projects, the property taxes increase. So it's that increment that funds the project. And now for the SSA, direct additional property tax is where that funding comes from. So in the TIF, it's because of the increase in the value.
Mhm.
And with the SSA, it's a direct additional tax on the property owner. So the TIF, the district is set by the government. In the SSA, the defined area is typically set at resident request.
Gotcha.
And then in regard to how the tax works, regular tax continues, increment pays for the projects. That's with the TIF. With an SSA, the extra tax levied for the special benefits is what pays for it.
Right. Now, Barry, the TIF.
Yeah.
The part of the TIF, the money that the government gets that they use for TIF is these big developers that come into cities. They charge them an extra tax, and
That's
that's
not that's not
oh,
what this says. What I understand is maybe they use the developers to come up with a project plan. Like maybe they want to build something, a second Aspire Center or something other, that would make a real difference. And then they do a TIF for it.
right. Okay. So what I was saying too was that the Spire Center, of course, all of those projects, the Caron Center, the Spire Center, the Laramie State Bank, all the big projects did get
Yeah.
TIF money also. But the small businesses, I was in Jim's building for 10 years, and that's
Hmm.
how he rehabbed the building with TIF funds. They gave
Okay.
him 100,000. Well, they awarded him 100,000, but they reimburse you 75% of the project.
Okay. But it came from the property tax increment.
Not you see, you still mixing them, the TIF and the SSA. The
Yeah.
SSA
But
comes
that's
from property taxes. The TIF comes from the extra tax they put on developers that build those big
no.
skyscrapers downtown. Well, just read some more
Yeah. Yeah. Let
about
me
it.
let me
Yeah,
read the
yeah.
funding source. What it says is for a TIF, the future increases, which is called the increment in property taxes. That's what funds the project. With the SSA, direct additional property tax in the area. So it's different. One is, with the SSA, it's like we're going to increase your property taxes X amount of dollars. With the other, it's the value of the property goes up, and then you pay extra tax because your property value went up, and it's that extra um, tax increment that pays for the project.
Payback.
It's not private dollars.
Correct. It's
Yeah,
not private dollars. The TIF is
right.
not private dollars. Exactly.
Right.
The
It's from the,
government is taxing somebody to get that TIF money, right?
no,
And
wait a
then for
minute.
the SSA,
No,
they're
wait a minute.
taxing somebody to get, to get that money.
Yeah, that's the SSA. They
Exactly.
tax, um, they put a special tax on the district. And it's that special tax that's finances the project. With the TIF, it's the increase in property value that people pay taxes, because if your property tax if your assessed value goes up, then your property tax goes up. It's that increase in the property tax that's paid. So it's slightly different,
Yeah,
but they
it comes
both
from a different base. Yeah, it does
just
come
like,
from a different base.
no, they both come from property taxes, but
Right.
in
But
but in different
when you
ways.
in
Yeah,
areas like this, okay,
yeah,
and that's the purpose of them. And the TIF, they designate areas, right? So
right.
you can't live in on Michigan Avenue and get a TIF. You got me? It is for areas that need improvement, like Austin or Inglewood or wherever those, because if you look even at the TIF website, you'll see they designate areas at different time. It ain't like they designate because I believe last year the TIF because it comes and goes as far as the areas that they basically designate. Because last
But
year,
but
like when I was upgrading my building on Chicago Avenue, the TIF, I couldn't apply for the TIF because it was you were only eligible for it if you were in um Roseland, certain areas of the city that they designate at different times. Okay, so now, of course, the TIF is back. Well, the neighborhood, the NOF, that's around all the time. But you can apply for those things, and and everything is still upon approval. You have to, got a lot of paperwork to do, and so and then they have to approve it. And I know some people who are even well, like, and I'll use the new Batters and Berries as an example. They got some TIF money, plus they got some NOF money, you see. So a lot of people who are developing those bigger projects, their money is stacked in all different ways. They got some grants from from the state. They got, TIF, NOF, and then they got some private funding, from foundations, so it's stacked, however, so they can come up with that final number that they need to, finish that project,
now,
however small. Like this time when Jim applied for the NOF, he only needed $50,000. You see, although they'll award you up to what 250 or whatever, because you got to give them appraisals, you got to give them some numbers to go by with your project, right? And so ultimately, it came out that he needed 50,000, so they'll reimburse him 75% of that. Okay, but he's got to pay for that roof itself and then give them the receipts, and then they'll give him his 75% back or 90%. I think the NOF is 90% reimbursement. Yeah.
Who had a question?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Dr. O. He took a hand down.
Yeah, for the tip, can you all hear me?
Uh-huh.
mhm.
It comes directly from taxpayers from
Mm-hmm.
every community. There
Mm-hmm.
is the property tax. TIF
Mm-hmm.
funds are
No,
supposed to,
it's got to
hold
be
on,
within the TIF
hold on, hold
district.
on, hold on one second.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Yes, it is within the TIF district. TIF funds are designated for certain districts, but it comes directly from property taxes.
Yes.
The NOF funds are an offshoot of TIF funds for special projects in communities that supposedly, and even TIF funds are for communities that supposedly need redevelopment. The challenge that I have with TIF funds is that in the last couple of decades, we've seen TIF funds that were generated and designated for communities like North Lawndale be shifted, moved, and reallocated to West Loop, near West Side. And my challenge with that is that if these
How did
people,
they do that?
they did it, they did it,
They
they've
did
done
it.
it.
And that's what I was talking
Hold on,
about at
Yeah,
first.
well,
Right.
that's,
hold
and,
on, they've done it hold on, they've done it multiple times, and they continue to do it. That's how
Right.
they got money for Cook County Hospital. That's how they got money
Mhm.
to start reallocating all of west of, not Halsted, west of Des Plaines, west of Halsted. They started developing using TIF monies that was designated for communities like North Lawndale and Austin.
Mhm.
And my challenge is that people in the community don't get the information in a timely enough manner to actually do or advocate for themselves. And number two, when they do, when we get the, I've seen TIF funds for applications for TIF, also applications for no neighborhood opportunity funds, other applications that can help people actually in the community and that can use that money in the community be withheld, or information about it be withheld from the people until it was virtually too late. And we have people that are gatekeeping to say who should get it and who should not.
Mhm.
Those are the challenges I have with the development that's happening in the West Side. There's been people that's been begging for support, funding, and all. Like you say, they stacking the grants, but they're
Mhm.
stacking the grants for investors and people that do not look like us, that have not lived in our communities, that have not sustained our communities on little to nothing. So when we start talking about all of these funds and this and that and what they're not supposed to do, no, how do we get that information to our people and get our people to be able to utilize those funds, and educate our people on it? Because it's great to sit and talk about these wonderful big developments, right? But it's only for a few. And as I think Ms. Dyer was saying, there are small businesses that can use that can do the same thing for all of these vacant buildings and lots that people have been begging for decades. Now they're all being grabbed up and snatched up by people who are not from even Chicago or even this country. So, but they get the TIF funds because they're quote unquote developers. So
Mhm.
those are my challenges, and I would love to hear someone's perspective on it and what's a resolution on it. Um, that's what I would love to hear.
well, the resolution is good money, replacing just the dollars because of all the corruption. And what you're talking about is when they change the rules, the basic rules of what a TIF is about. That's this. It's just one of layers and layers of problems.
Well, yeah, I can say, that having, been in numerous meetings and around numerous situations, the problem that I saw at the beginning was that back to misinformation, okay, and then not thorough understanding about how the money is dispersed from the city. And so it's like this grand, fabulous, whatever, the city's gonna give, whether it was NOF or TIF for that matter. But nobody really explained the piece to business owners, or and I don't know if from the first, when they first started offering, say 11, 12 years ago, to when Lori Lightfoot got in, um what they started to do was putting on the application, asking what your credit score was and different information, to so people, to make it more clear that you had to be credit worthy, okay? Because, you know, either way, whether you needed more money for your project or even to start the project, you were going to have to put, you know, your part of the funds up. You know, of course, they don't care where you get it from, but if you go to a bank, the bank is going to look at your credit worthiness. But back to your, you know, you saying about the gatekeepers. Well, you know, of course, that is a problem also. You know, because even people who, you know, say, you know, could qualify for the funds, you know, are money ready, okay, to be able to do the project in some cases, you know, the gatekeepers weren't releasing the information, and people, you know, didn't even know that those options were available. And then third, back to, you know, I started talking at first about how that money that wasn't used, okay, the city or Rahm Emanuel, woohoo, you know, big bells and whistles about, you know, this NOF, but then the underserved communities, you know, that it was supposed to be designated for, in a lot of cases, the people who needed it the most, their credit, you know, they wasn't up to play. And so they never accessed the money. So then the city saw a workaround and they started giving the money to the near west side, the Navy Pier and other big developers, you know, this money that was meant, you know, and basically, you know, what I felt they should have done was you know, to start some type of money pool program with local banks and credit unions. And then they so-called, when Lori came in, they did start something like that, and they gave out a sheet saying that to businesses saying, okay, these banks, you know, have qualified, and they're going to help people who apply for NOF that, you know, need to you know, borrow money to, you know, be able to at least put up their share up front before they get reimbursed. And I know people that say they went to those banks, and people like looking at them like they were crazy, okay? Like, I don't know who told you that. And so, you know, so I don't know if they, you know, I haven't applied for it yet for my building. I just need a few things done. But I think it's more clear. But as being with the, you know, the president of the chamber, you know, we're going to start having meetings about that to really make it clear to business owners and make sure they get all the information they need, you know, so they can understand that piece. And then I don't know, like, you know, we got a credit union in the community now, you know, and, you know, and credit unions always have softer money terms also and stuff, you know, for people who don't have a relationship with a bank, you know, so then they can access those funds in order to finish their project, and then, you know, and then the city reimburse the bank.
No, it's a very involved process. People just need to be clear. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, what's at stake, because they can get pulled in and then they go, wait a minute, this is more than what I expected. And then now they got to do, you know, one thing that Barry made clear: once you get this money, say you get $250,000, guess what? Your property value is going to increase by $250,000,
Mm-hmm.
which means that you're going to be taxed. Hey, what's up, Walter? You're going to be taxed that additional amount next tax term. So, I mean, the city wins with it all the way around. You know, they win because you got to pay for the permits. You got to make sure all your bills, all your city taxes and bills that you owe the city are paid up, and they really don't.
Head tax.
You know, what I'm talking about. But hey, it's a great opportunity to help people get their stuff in order. I really believe it's, you know, again, for those that don't have the money, here's an opportunity to upgrade, beautify the community, help the business corridor look better, and invite, you know, the right people and things into your community. We all know a beautiful community is a safer community, so why not?
Well, Steve, I think Dr. Orr really raised a really important point. If they're going to take the funds and redirect it to other areas, like the Near West Loop or wherever, then it becomes a trap because the funds
But what do you,
are supposed to come back into the
to
community.
every side, what is the redirection?
What are you talking about? The TIF money or what kind of fund?
I'm trying to
Yeah, we're
repeat.
talking.
But, is Dr. Orr still on the
Yes.
phone? Well, maybe she could explain it better.
No, because I heard her. My point was, if you're saying redirect, that, I mean, if they're saying there's a pot of money for this area, a pot of money for that area.
No. It's, the TIF district is set for 20 to 30 years typically. Once you set the TIF district, that's a long-term deal.
That's not true, because I see the TIF districts. Every year they come up. The areas come up.
They come off? Well, then that's.
No, different come up.
I'm not saying you can't start more TIFs, but the TIF, the way it usually works is a TIF district, once it's set, the tax base is frozen, and the idea is that as you invest in the district, the property values will increase, and the increased taxes paid by the property owners is what funds the new projects.
But Barry, you have to understand our areas over here develop slowly. Okay, they don't, it ain't like because they designate in Chicago, they designate different areas. I don't know if it's every year or every 2 years. Because I know last year when I bought my building,
but that's not a TIF then.
Okay, that they call it a TIF. Okay.
Well, maybe they're corrupting it. I don't know.
So that's the thing, because the west side, well, basically that would mean the whole city or certain areas, not the whole city, but certain undeveloped areas, are permanent TIF. That's what you're saying, Barry?
No, the TIF, when it's set up, it's like a mortgage. The terms of the mortgage are set. And once it's set, those are the terms, and they don't change unless you get rid of the mortgage.
No, it doesn't work like that. So I guess
Well,
some more investigation, because you know how these things, look at the city of Chicago, Barry, for the TIF explanation, and dive a little deeper into that.
Well, that's what I understand the TIF is. Now, maybe there's all kinds of shenanigans that go on. And, if your representatives aren't really representing the people in the district, but rather the people who donate to their campaigns, it warps things.
Well, let me ask the question here. Are you saying that other districts that are not worthy to have the money get it, and the businesses that don't have the money won't get it? Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is once it's like, if you have a mortgage, it's a long-term loan. What I understand a TIF district is a long-term financial arrangement.
Financial what?
Arrangement, like a mortgage. And you can't
No.
say, well, my mortgage really applies to my neighbor's house as well as my house. You know, you can't change the terms of the mortgage.
Okay.
Yeah, I just put it in the chat
It's a,
about the city of Chicago, so maybe that'll help everybody understand TIFs better.
but
My understanding is exactly what was said. If you're getting $250,000 worth of upgrades on your property, your property therefore has increased in value. Now the city has that information, they're going to tax you accordingly.
yeah, but that's independent of a TIF. I mean, that's true wherever your property is. But in a
Right.
TIF, um, it's a special arrangement that I was telling you about, where the property tax is once at the start of the TIF, the property tax is frozen. And then
For how long?
as they for the 20 or 30 years. And then um, as the money is invested in the district and the property values go up, it's that it's that increase in the property value that pays back the outlay of funds that were used to improve the district.
So how do you increase the property value if you're not paying it back the next tax year? You got to wait 20 years before you
No,
said they're
no,
gonna.
no. You know, it's like you can get a loan on your property. Let's say you have a property and
Right,
you lease it to some corporation. You can take
right,
that lease and go to the bank and say, I've got this lease, which is like a guarantee of income.
right.
So I want to get a loan so I can put elevators, escalators, whatever I need in the building, so it'll meet the needs of the corporation, at
Correct.
least. So once the TIF is set up, it's the promise of future um, uh, tax increases. If it's a blighted area, the taxes are low. But if you invest in the area, the property taxes of the blighted area goes higher, and it's
Right.
that promise of the higher um, value that will generate more property taxes from the owners of property within the district. So it's that income that finances the money that you borrow to improve the district.
And what's the downside?
But the downside is if you change the rules and you take some, the benefits of the TIF and you, instead of investing in the blighted area,
Oh, that's what Dr. Orr was saying.
yeah, that's what I understood.
Oh. Um, it's to be determined. We got to look into that.
Yeah, right.
I thought it was based on the area getting whatever they needed, and then of course.
Right. But I don't think we need to look at how it happened in Chicago, but how is a TIF supposed to work? Because maybe in Chicago they changed the rules. I don't know.
I got what you're saying. Could be a great possibility that things have been altered to confuse the mass.
Yeah, just like what's going on nationally. If they alter the rules, and the rich get richer and the poor get poorer.
So, well, it's gonna wind up, y'all, because I gotta get on chilly in here. But anything in conclusion, Crystal? You got anything else going on? I missed going again this year. Where was I at? I was tied up the whole day. I didn't go to anything. There was 7 things I need to go to.
Yeah, no. Well, yesterday was the NAACP fundraiser. It was
Yeah,
really
I saw
great.
it. Last minute, how did it go?
It went really well. It went really well. Yeah, the
Cool.
entertainment. They had a pre-reception, um, uh, part, for people that paid extra, and then the entertainment was amazing. They had the Hippolets, and then also Teresa Griffin, and the best part, Carl Brunson. He opened the festivities, and he was saying that how so many things trying to take us back to the old days, and he said, we need to go back. We need to go back, and we need to start helping each other and supporting each other. He
Right.
said some of us, got comfortable, okay, and thought we had arrived and we didn't have no more work to do. But this is, a fierce fight that we in. And we need to bond together, help each other, support each other, throw that high and mighty out the window, and and start getting down together to help our communities and help each other.
Where was it located?
It was at the Caron Center.
Oh,
Uh-huh. And they had valet parking and everything. Oh, it was real special there
wow.
and stuff. Yeah. So yeah,
So
but
where
Yeah,
they parking the
well,
cars? Over
Chris,
at the Spire?
hmm.
Where
What'd you
they
say?
parking the cars at the Spire Center?
Yeah, well, it was I don't know where the valet was parking the cars, because I just took Uber up there
Okay.
myself, and I live
Oh,
down the
yeah.
street, but I didn't want to have to fight that. And
Right.
so yeah, but yeah, it was a lot of people there, and it was you know of course, having something right here in our community, to support the West Side NAACP, and to because hey, we got it's an everyday fight for our
Right.
families, and then and especially our children, to make sure that they understand the good fight so they can carry this on after we gone.
Absolutely. All right, then. I understood that Princess got an award. Did
Oh
she?
yeah, oh my God, it was amazing. Yeah, Princess, what's the gentleman name? Gosh, and I see him all the time.
Where's he
Um,
from?
hmm, he's from over
Where's
there
he?
in Lawndale. Um, uh,
What does
uh,
he do?
let's see, he works well, he works for Lawndale Christian, and but he's just always everywhere, just out, helping these young people. And then Angela, I don't know Angela's last name, but she's from over in Garfield. Also, she's over like the Garden Collective over there.
Okay.
And
oh,
for
and
many
Angela Taylor.
Angela Taylor, yeah, for many years, and and so
Oh, good.
yeah, so yeah, it was, I thought it was three deserving people. They really, had their hands, in it, to win it, for the communities, and it just ain't, wherever they're situated, it's for everybody, they help everybody. So I thought that was
Sounds
well
like a great
deserved. Yeah.
time yesterday.
Oh
That's
yeah.
cool. How
Yeah.
about you, Barry? You had something we can conclude out. What you got?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I really like what Carl Brenson said. As Crystal said, and Crystal, if you are all about what Carl was saying, I hope you'll consider hopping on our Zoom calls once a month, because that's what we're all about, is people helping people. And we've got a great group, Steve included, of good people who help good people. Um, and we're doing some terrific things.
Yeah, I'm gonna get on your call, Barry. I've been swamped lately, but yeah, I do get your links though. But I'll make sure I jump on next time. Next month, because you just had one, didn't you?
We did on Friday. Wow,
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
quite.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So, but I'll make sure I jump on next month. So it's because it's once a month, right?
right. Third Friday. So
Okay,
October 17th.
okay. I'll put it
And
on my calendar now.
you get the Zoom link. You get the
Yes,
notification
yeah,
from it.
I do get
Great.
your emails. Yeah.
And are you working with the Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, I'm still the president of the Austin Chamber.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, this just so much. You know, what we're looking to do is link people together to help each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
Yeah. For
great.
sure. So
How about
yeah, and
you,
then
Dr.
I'm
O?
gonna check the list too, and just to let everyone know, because our new website is being, all our data's being transferred again. So I'll make sure, once it gets transferred in the next 2 weeks, that I'll have a link, and then I can drop it in this meeting, and and everybody can forward it to your friends and other colleagues. So, to get people signed up for the Austin Chamber newsletter. Because we'll
Okay.
be planning the Austin Christmas parade soon, also. Christmas
Oh, you
lights.
talking, you skipped over Halloween. What happened?
Oh, well, we just volunteer with everybody for Halloween, but, that's the one event that the Austin Chamber has every
Yeah, that's
year, big event,
okay.
the tree lighting and parade. And it was a success last year. And, we're looking forward to be a success this year also. But, we need a committee. And we want to include people who, are members, of course, that want to help, and we'll be doing our membership campaign, and we just got a lot of good things coming up because we'll be having our events over at the Aspire Center soon, just making things more accessible, and then at businesses after hours, because everybody can't come during the middle of the day.
Right, right. Okay. How about you, Dr. O? Anything in conclusion? Ella, in conclusion?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
the work continues, and we have to learn to be wise and unified in how we address where our money go and who our money works for. So,
Yeah, got to dig into that too.
yep.
For sure, for sure. How about you, Ella? Anything in conclusion?
No, my head is spinning with all that conversation around the tips. And it sounds like it's a corrupt program to me. It sounds very corrupted. And I just don't know how it could help anybody with the system as messed up as it is. So
And see what
that's
really
it.
all. All right, y'all. As DeAndre always says,
Oh,
what you say, Bear?
can I say something about what Ella just said?
Go ahead, quick.
Yeah. So Ella, I think the way we address the corrupt system is developing what's going to replace it. That's it. On that note.
Okay. I don't know if it's in our power to do that though, but
Oh yeah. We've got enormous power. We just
okay.
have to recognize how much power we have by, like Paul Brenson said, by helping each other and coming together.
Yeah, but we don't need to go back to slavery because that's where it's headed. From the way things are looking now. After he gets you messing with the Mexicans, he gonna come and get the black people. So
that's right. And the Jews and everybody else, the Muslim.
yeah.
And then the Christians too. Nobody's going to be. nobody's going to be,
Anybody in America.
yeah, right. You're breathing. Watch out.
Yeah.
Right.
But
All right.
we have enormous power, so we just support each other, help each other, like Carl Brenton said. All right,
All
folks.
right.
Have a
Like
good
I
night.
said, Andre always says they didn't want to allow us a seat at the table, so we had to create our own. That's why we create this show from 6 to 8 every Sunday, and we like to welcome you next weekend to welcome to Northwest Austin Council. Good night, all.
Good night.
Good night, all.
Good night.